Hello fellow friends and collectors, and welcome again to Tapes. This week I have for you a little unboxing. So I'm just going to show you very quickly. I have this big box here that looks like a pizza. So this came from one store. Just going to put this one aside, and I got a bigger box as well. Oh, let me put it here. All right. So much bigger box. Maybe I can show you. There you go. So got this box as well. Of course, you see it's already been opened. It's just yeah, because I got my hands full, so I opened them up already, but I didn't dive into the boxes to see what's inside. So anyway, we are going into this right now. So let's start with this one. Let me just put it aside. God, my setup is going to hell. All right, so the first one we have, the first tape we have right here. Oh, and by the way, I don't really like, maybe I said that before, if not, I'm gonna say it again. I don't really like to do unboxings because actually, you know that I'm selling those tapes. Some of you really want them. And it's not really a good sight when you see like some of them like state they are in when I get them, because I do a lot of cleaning, right? I remove, sometimes they have like a tiny bit of mold, I remove it. So if I'm gonna see like something like that looks bad, usually I don't want to show it to you in this representation. I rather like have it cleaned up and maybe change the box and whatnot. So what I'm going to show you here, I mean, some of them don't look pretty, but they will look pretty when I'm going to have them for sale and advertised. So anyway, let's start up with the first one, which is Psycho 2. And see what I was telling you about, like right here. You can see, doesn't look good, right? Like this is peeled off, it's broken. There's a tiny tear here. I mean, there's nothing I can do about this. But I can change the clamshell, try to find a better one. It's a CIC. I would love to find a decent looking CIC. They're not too difficult to find, but whenever I'm looking for one, I never find one. Anyway, the spine got some sun fade. But by the way, Psycho 2 and Psycho 3 are extremely hard to find in South Korea. By hard, I mean like they're really hard. I think this is my second copy I ever found. My other copy went to a friend of mine in the States because I owed him money at the time, so he dug into my collection and said, okay, I want this, and we made up a total. Anyway, Psycho was one of those. But I got another copy right now, and if you can see, I think the tape, yeah, my God, I'm surprised. Well, the tape looks good. Tape does look good. It will need cleaning. I will open this up. I will clean the spools inside, make the whole thing look good again. But to me, it does look pretty fine, which is rare, by the way. It's hard to find tapes like this good looking right off the bat. Especially older tapes, because this is 1989, 89, right? All right, so this is Psycho 2. All right, let me dive into the box once again. Oh my God, yeah, this. Yeah, okay. This is really hard to find. This is a really rare tape. Forget the title. I was speaking with a guy I know in China, and he was telling me that this Chinese film is quite hard to, I think it's Hong Kong, or maybe no, it's a Taiwanese film. Yeah, that's it. It's a rare Taiwanese film, and he told me that this was quite hard to find. So I thought I should get it. But once again, look at this. Look at the bottom right here. I mean, this should just, I mean, that's me, right? When I go shopping, I always do that. Have to pull this back up. And yeah, so that it's fully protected at the bottom. And look at the box. I mean, come on. So yeah, once again, the reason I'm showing you these unboxings, it's to show you, you know, look at this, the state of those tapes that we do find in South Korea. I'm not the only one looking for tapes in South Korea, but I don't know, I'm gonna say I'm the most active person, but whatever, there's other people. But yeah, whenever I find tapes, this is very common to find tapes in this rather poor condition. Thankfully, this box doesn't have like a, there's no label. Yeah, it's just a generic blue case. This could be easily changed. And as you can see, there's mold here, but it's so little, so this can be cleaned. Another thing, oh, if you're wondering, what is this thing? Those are the rental sheets. So they will put like the name of the person and the date or the return date. So this was very common. I always rip those off. I mean, it's common to have sometimes. But the cool thing though, you can see, I mean, unless they changed this already, but there's only one rental. And you look at the tape, minus the mold, you can see that the tape like is probably was never rented. All right, so the mold is just because of age, but the tape itself is probably has a very good playback. So this is really cool to know. Okay, yeah, so it's a horrible box. Oh my god. Okay, next. Oh yes. Oh, I'm so happy to get this. This was like really random. I was looking for a tape on the website that I bought it, and turns out like I typed in something in Korean and another title came up, which is Tenzing. And if you don't know this film, Tenzing is actually an Italian co-production with North Korea, and it was totally shot, or actually partially shot. I've never seen it, but I've heard so much about it. But anyway, shot in North Korea. So that's what makes this film so special. From the Uil video, and I do have a. I hope I can reach my other copy. Let me get it. Okay, so here, this is my other terrible copy, which I bought from a website online. Well, the thing is, yeah, you know, there's no sun fade on this one, but look at this. There's like water damage. I actually tried to clean it, but it's horrible. And look inside, it's falling apart, like literally. So this, I just put it aside. It's going to the garbage. And by the way, it smells terrible. But this is my replacement copy, which I found. So happy, and it's right off the bat super clean. I just have to remove all those damn stickers. But yeah, extremely happy. I mean, already when I found the first copy, I thought this was impossible to find again, and surprise, surprise, it was lying there on that other website where I usually buy other stuff. So really happy to get this, and actually really curious to look at it because I've never seen this film. Okay, next, what do we have? Oh yeah, this one is it's a sealed tape. Although I'm a little bit like suspicious sometimes when I see sealed tapes like that in Korea, because some of them did have a label. This one, I rarely find sealed tapes, but this could be a re-wrap or. Yeah, I mean, I'm tempted to think that it's an original sealed, but some companies did have their logo on the plastic. This one doesn't, so it leads me to think that it might be a rewrap. But anyway, it's such in like bad shape, like the shrink wrap, and no one cares. I'm not into sealed tapes, by the way, so I will unwrap it, clean it up, because things are, I couldn't open it up and there's mold on the tape, so I need to clean this up. And this is Guns to Heaven, and according to IMDb, there are no views, I think, or no reviews. So it looks like a fairly rare tape. I don't know how rare it is. I don't know. I'm not into the whole like Godfrey Ho IFD films, and this is one of them. But I took a chance. Price was a bit high based on the fact that it was sealed, but I took a chance because anyway, for me those tapes are sometimes in demand, so I grabbed it. Oh yeah, and by the way, this label, they do have their own boxes, and I don't see the logo here, so see, this is another red flag that it's a re-wrap. But if it's a rewrap of the era, then chances are the tape inside is in really good condition. Well, let's figure it out now. Why, shall we? Let's do an unwrapping. Oh my god, a sealed tape. Oh my god, shame. Yeah, oh my god, there's some. You have to check this out. Yeah, there's. See, it looks like it fused, but it didn't. No, I'm fine. It didn't fuse with the. But there was definitely some humidity in it. Kind of. Okay, let's see with the tape. Ah, shit. Yeah. Okay, well, let me show you. Let's zoom on this thing. Okay, so there's one thing you need to know with the. So see here, I may have to throw this in the garbage, maybe. But the mold here looks like it's brownish a little bit. If you have any tapes, I mean, if you live in the States, I don't think you need to worry about that for another 10, 20 years because of your climate over there. But right here in South Korea, when you have these tapes like this with some brownish mold, it means your tape is trash. Like, there's nothing to do about it. Here is kind of halfway between, like, that brown dust color and the white mold. Usually white is white mold, right? This is not really white. So this is what I'm saying. If you find a tape that has mold, which is not purely white, and well, this one doesn't have too much, but chances are it's not good. I'll try to save it. We'll see. I'm so pissed right now. Yeah, you see the surface, the reading surface of the tape. Let me focus. See this? This is trash, okay? When you have this, it means your tape won't play. The playback will be garbage. Now, the thing though, let me just adjust this. If I fast forward the tape a little bit, and it's like this for, let's say, another, I don't know, a fifth of an inch, then the whole tape will be trash. But if after like the beginning, let's say the credits, the opening credits of the film, it gets better, and this here, this like terrible like moldy surface goes away, like if you look at the tape, then it means that probably the rest of the tape will be fine. I have to double check though, but anyway, from experience, that's how I check. All right, so you can have, like I said, terrible beginning like this. Clean it up, just wipe it off with a cloth with ethanol, like rubbing alcohol, and it will be fine. But I do have a very bad feeling that this will go straight to the trash. Anyway, yeah, that's what happened. And there's no refund. It's not like I can go back to the website, ask the guy, hey, can you refund me for this tape? He's gonna be, yeah, tough shit, dude. So yeah. I'm kind of pissed right now, but anyway, we'll check. We'll check later. I'll let you know. Okay, the next one is another quite rare tape. It's called Devil's Design. It's not in super good shape, as you can see. The sleeve's seen better days. The box is, I guess, is okay-ish, but yeah, it had like some humidity inside. The tape, see what I mean here? When I told you about the mold, you see how white is the mold here and here? This means it's easy to remove usually, all right? It means if you get that off, and there's barely any on the surface, it probably didn't, let's say, quote, contaminate the whole tape. So the surface where you have the mold, you can remove it, and if you store your tape in a good environment and everything, it will be fine for years, all right? But the other one I showed you, I don't have a good feeling about it. yeah, but this, and that's the reason why I bought this one, is because I know I can clean this up. And I took a chance. I mean, there's a chance it won't work, but there's a much higher percentage of a chance that it will work. And if you look at the reading surface here, it might not be great, but the tape was at this position. So it might be just there, and before and after, it will be fine. So yeah, I took a chance knowing that. And by the way, I take this kind of chances like all the time when I buy tapes, and it's quite, I mean, it happens that I'm wrong, but I would say once out of maybe 15 I'm wrong, and the other 14 times I'm actually able to save the tape and get a great playback and everything. So I'm kind of confident with this one, but not the other one. All right, next. Okay, next we have Deadly Target. Again, another box that looks like shit. There's a bit of mold here. Should be able to clean this up. It's the original clamshell from Sambu. Well, this, I don't know, but I'm ready to bet that this would be the English dub, because many of the Filipino films happen to be dubbed in English in South Korea, and some of those films actually are really rare because the English dub is like nowhere to be found. And actually in the last batch I think I had 3 tapes that happened to have an English dub, and they went for a decent price because those tapes were actually very sought after. This one I know there's a Dutch copy of this that has English dub. So that would maybe make it the second copy in the world with English dub, or third. But anyway, I've been told that it's quite rare. This one also has a bit of mold. I'll be able to clean it, hopefully. Okay, next, look, if I show you my box here, see, it looks like this. This is how usually the stores, they pack their stuff. They put some newspaper, and you see here the fan. I don't want that. But the guy usually packs the boxes. If you buy a couple, he always gives you like what Koreans will call service, which is service, okay, or pretty much like a freebie. I don't really consider them freebies. I think he just puts that at the edge of the box to prevent from shock. And maybe your question is, well, did he give you any good tapes? I think I got like maybe 2 tapes that were actually good that I could sell. The rest was just junk. And if the tape is really, really junk, what I do, well, this one is clean, although who cares about the fan? Maybe someone wants it. It's actually unfaded. And it's an old SKC tape. So anyway, what I do usually, I use those for the clamshells. So I will just throw the tape away. I might keep the sleeve just for fun, but I keep those to get my original clamshells for like reuse. For like, you see the other ones I have that are all busted up, I can use this and just change the clamshell. So that's actually a cool thing. Okay, so let's continue with what I bought. The next one right here, this is actually a special demand from the director himself of this film, which is very well known in the Kung Fu community, because he's a very knowledgeable figure of the Kung Fu community, and it's none other than Toby Russell. You may be familiar with the name. So yeah, very knowledgeable person in the Kung Fu genre. So anyway, he made this film that apparently was shot in Malaysia, which is called the Dada Connection, which I've never seen. So I kind of showed him this, and I said, well, you know, dude, the tape is doesn't look like in really good shape. Like right here at the top, looks like it's peeling off. I'm gonna try to clean this up for him, so he receives like a decent copy of his own film. But I mean, just removing the sleeve may damage it at the top, and it's so dirty. I mean, I would feel bad just sending him this. Let's check inside. from the pictures, it looks like there was mold, and I don't know if I was right or wrong. Yeah, it's kind of, you know what? This is kind of a frosted spool, so it's hard to tell if it's moldy or not. It might be fine. You know what? It might play fine. But yeah. Anyway, we'll see. I'm kind of curious to check out that film. If it's in good shape, I may just make a copy for myself and take a look at it after. But yeah, for the sleeve, it will be difficult to clean this up. I'm sure like underneath it's like black with mold. I'll try to clean it up for him anyway. So there you go, the data connection. Okay, next. Speaking of the Filipino films, I got this gorgeous copy of Phantom Soldier. This is such a cult film, shot in the Philippines, and look at this, there's absolutely no sun fade on the spine. Okay, yes, it's the original box, it looks a bit dirty. I'll clean all this, it will look beautiful right after. I'll remove the sticker as well, but there's absolutely no sun fade. I mean, the red is red. It's not pink. It's gorgeous. So, Phantom Soldier, Filipino film, was shot in the Philippines at least. So this will go up for sale as well. And it's in the original, is it Fine? Yeah, Fine, the label, its original box. All right, next. No, I didn't order this. This was a freebie. Oh, well, you see what I mean by that? CIC. I don't care about this tape. I'll throw it in the dump. I'll keep the sleeve for my collection, and I will reuse this rather fine-looking CIC clamshell for to replace my Psycho 2, which, if you remember, was all beat up. Okay, the other ones, yeah, the rest in the box is all just freebies that he put there, which I call padding. Of course, he never puts like horror films, right? But just like some sappy dramas, whatever. So those, I didn't buy them. Like Koreans would say, those are service, just freebies. Again, SKC clamshell, yeah, I can reuse that for sure. And this one, Universal, I think. Not Universal, but Columbia TriStar. Again, same thing. Keep the sleeves, keep the box, dump the cassette in the trash. So that's it for the big box. This big box with the nice newspaper padding. There you go. Let's put this away. All right, let's go with the pizza box. Are you hungry? Let's go with the pizza box. Okay, so the pizza box. Oh, what does it have inside? It's a nice padding. It's a good wrapping, got to admit. Okay, let me just open this up on the side. So the first one, I just picked it up because there's a big David Cronenberg buzz these days because he released a new film at Cannes, right? Which is Crimes of the Future. So I decided to pick this one up because it does look very clean, very good. And it's Existence. It's a film he made, I think, back in the mid-90s, something like that. I don't remember anything about it, or barely anything, but I think it was decent. Yeah, that's it. So Existence, this will go up for sale. And the very last tape I have, which is in extremely high demand, at least it was in very high demand when I had 2 copies in stock at the beginning of the year. Both copies sold in a heartbeat. Well, I did find another copy, so I didn't think twice. I picked it up. It was a bit more expensive, but since it's in demand, I want people to be able to grab the stuff they want. So this is Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1. Do not get fooled by the cover. That is, I know, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, but it's actually Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 1. Even though the pictures have nothing to do with Part 1. But it is Part 1, trust me. You'll see the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And it's unfaded. And I can't remember the last time I found an unfaded copy, but it's been quite a while. By that I mean a couple years. So this one will not be too cheap, let's say, but it will be up for grabs. And the tape is just gorgeous as well. Yeah, from the pictures I remember it was pretty good looking, so it is. In person, it is good looking tape. Clean tape, clean box, and clean sleeve. So Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the first one. Okay, so let's do a little roundup of what I got today, including the terrible boxes right there, terrible clamshells. So I think about what, a dozen tapes? 10 tapes. So we have 10 tapes today. Let me center the camera, a little bit nice focus. There we go. So this is everything I got for you today. We had 10 tapes, some really cool stuff, such as Tenzing, which is right here, the movie shot in North Korea, very unique. Well, we have other surprises like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre that is back for sale if you want it, if you need it in your life, in your collection. Some really cool stuff from the Philippines, such as the Deadly Target, which I don't think I've ever seen before. If I've seen it, was like such a long time ago. Phantom Soldier, which I had in stock again a couple years ago, but an unfaded copy. It might be the first or second one only, because this doesn't come up very often. Film for Tubby Russell, his own movie, which I hope I'll be able to clean. Devil's Design, always rare. Horror film, rare copy of Psycho 2, which doesn't come around very often, and this, which is probably trash, sadly. So you see, I told you like one tape out of 15 I'm wrong. This one I'm wrong. I think it's gonna go to the trash, but I couldn't see the tape because it was shrink wrap, so it was a blind buy right there. The other ones I think I could clean. Anyway, so that's it. Like I said, I don't like to show you the tape I get before I'm able to clean them, before I change the clamshells and I make them look beautiful, simply because I may be able to show you this and you'd be like, oh, I want this one, but then turns out it's garbage. So I've wasted your time and your hopes, so that's why I don't do that. I just did it today just to show you the condition that tapes gonna come in when I buy them, sometimes online. So this is all online buys, by the way. Nothing was grabbed in the wild, because otherwise, yeah, I would have looked a bit deeper. But I was lucky. I was lucky because most of the stuff here, I think I can save it. So have a great week. Have a great weekend. And hope to see you again very soon. And maybe, I don't know, grab more tapes if anything good pops up. All right? So have a good one, guys. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. All right? Thanks.